All right, Cyber Traders, welcome on back to put a bow on this week here, this Friday, 3/3/23, March 3rd. Great to see all of us here live, though. Michael, Roger, Scott, got Felix before, who crushed it on the GOTU with me just a moment ago. Great to see Phil, Mark, and Grant, and all of us just joining us otherwise. I was going to ask where the ladies at right now, but of course, Ravina and now Leda, there we go, chiming in perfectly loud and clear from everybody. We are all set. So, right now, actually, we're not all set. I don't have my SPY chart up here on the 5-minute. Let me just remove. Gotta do a little finagling around here. See how the markets are doing to begin this afternoon. S&P, the SPY at the highs right now. So obviously a good sign heading into the end of this week. Perhaps a stronger squeeze up higher going into the close. But for right now, at least the stock on the screen, I was just doing some scanning before we started. Honestly, I kind of just turned over to this right before we began this meeting. So, it's at the highs right now, I guess GFAI, but it's on a huge spread. It's up big percentage-wise, but I feel like there's going to be a lot better trades than this. We've already been calling out a bunch so far heading into this meeting. So, right now, I'll put this on the side list right now. It's on the top of the gainers list here somewhere. I'll tell you, we got a bunch that is up at least 10, 15%, if not more. So, no better place to start than right from the top. OBSV, cheapy, but hey, even this is making a pretty nice move. I think that we're going to have a pretty active watch list, so I don't really feel a great need to put this one on there right now. But if you did well on it from before, or if you're in already from a low price, then I'm sure you're looking pretty good at this stage. GNS. Now, GNS is one that we had called out from this morning heading into like 11 o'clock, more 11:30 once it really started to pick up more steam. But, we are pretty familiar with the stock. You could just take a look at the daily chart from the end of January. We ended up doing really well on the stock, ended up pumping it up from like $1 upwards of over 8. And then at that point fell off. And, hey, we take our eyes off these trades, after a little while. We're not going to, hold on to them, swing trade them. These are really just day trade call outs. But, these stocks oftentimes dump off a lot more after. So we took our eyes off this stock for a little bit. Then kind of out of nowhere this morning, Fausto was first to the punch on this trade. I know he was all over this one, ended up calling it out as is breaking over 3 shortly after 11 o'clock, like I had said. And then from there, just gave us a lot more. I feel like at this point right now, it's just going to die off. If it ends up popping by the end of this meeting, I'll definitely put it on our main list if this shows more signs of life by the end of this meeting. But let's see what else we got. BFRG trying to squeeze up now, but similar to this one we started off with, the GFAI, just like an ugly book. It's illiquid. It's not really what I'm trying to follow here at the end of the week. Did pretty well today. A lot of us, not just me, a lot of us killed it here inside this live trading room earlier today. You don't want to lose it on a stock that's just like, pumping up for no reason, or a stock that has bad liquidity. Get caught in a nasty shake. This SEER trade, SEER, ended up having a nice pop. I will tell you, I don't think that we'd call this out. So this one kind of fell under the radar a bit, but ended up making a big move nonetheless. Ended up topping off just over $6. Right now, kind of pulling back to the VWAP. Looks like it wants to break below it there. Could be a short, but I'll pass. HUBC. Now, I was more interested in this trade in pre-market leading into the open. Goes to show the levels I plotted ended up working out pretty well, ended up bottoming out pretty much at 154 and held over like 158, 160, ran back up towards 190s, then from there fell off. So Ravina, very nice catch from Ravina. She was in actually before we joined on a coaching call together, but she got out just in time as it was pulling back below 190, 189 here. Really good exit. Now this. All right, so our attention, our focus otherwise has been on AI. AI ended up making a big move overnight into the pre-market this morning. You knew that we'd be following this one once again today, but we only hope that this can make the higher high, and let's see if it could break out over major resistance. Well, it ended up making the slingshot to where it pulled back to 24. It broke back above 25. It ended up using 25 as support later on a wicked shake. This ended up just being really nasty. I had such a good entry, ended up getting out on half my position right under 26. And then the second half, it shook me out, almost break even on the whole way through, but ended up squeezing back up, ended up jumping back in on this trade myself off the 26 level. Then from there, I stayed out of it, but ended up grinding back on up higher and higher and higher over 27. Then from there over 28. So yeah, for right now, I'll definitely put this on our list, the main watch list right now, the AI trade. I think it's the only one I've committed to so far, if I'm not mistaken. Did I? I don't think I covered the ARDX trade, did I? Huh. That's kind of odd. Maybe I skipped over this. I went to Sear. But ARDX, I mean, hey, this one also, gap fill opportunity. We followed this back a year or two ago, ended up having like an 88% down day. It was down like over 88% here back in 2021. So we've been waiting a long time for this potential gap fill. Not as if, again, we're swing trading it, but we're trying to capture the gap fill opportunity. It took a long time. And, across the end of last year into this year, we started to follow it again. And finally now making the much more volatile pop here. So ARDX definitely I'm going to put back on our list for right now. Major resistance off of 4. Then from there, likely around that 408, 410. Back to AI now. So AI, we said already, was on our list. I kind of caught the ARDX trade above it. I was like, wait, what? I skipped over that. All right, so we got two. We got two good ones on our list so far, right? So let's see what else we got. LXRX. Not too much to write home about there. Obviously, SOUN. And I say obviously to our students here inside our live trading room, those that have been with us the last month at least. But you folks know that when AI has moved up pretty nicely, SOUN has moved up pretty nicely. And with that, BBAI is still moving up off the 310 level. I was looking for that run heading into like 1:30, 2 o'clock as AI was breaking higher. I was figuring, hey, like between the sound trade and this, I mean, you're going to get a good squeeze. So, this was a really good trade from 310, 312. Hopefully it continues higher for my sake. But yeah, I'll put this back on our list too. So it's basically ARDX and the AI stocks in general. And then got you. So got you another gap fill, different compared to ARDX, but Chinese education company ended up dropping off 66% in one day here back in 2021. Also, this stock, TAL, I'm not going to do this for all of them, but GOTU, the TAL trade here, another one, EDU. Let's take a look at the 1 minute chart for that one. Pretty expensive after a reverse stock split. Not looking as sharp. So the got you trade I do like the most out of those, not just because we were trading it earlier, but it looks like the most lively right now at this time. If it wants to pop higher, it's starting to build a little bit of a support around that 517, 515 area. It really has to begin to sling higher here soon. But yeah, I'll give this another shot. Put this back on our list. All right, we keep it going. LPSN. I skipped over this one. I called it out just before it was pushing back up to the highs, I was saying. So, it's hard to ignore this one right now. It's making a new HOD here and, pushing on up to 12. Just be a little careful of the liquidity on this one. Kind of thin book, but I would assume major resistance next to be off of 12. Also, you can kind of just take a look kind of around that general vicinity, probably even under 1302 there, like probably like 1280 or something, but otherwise 13 major chart level there, right on the LPSN. All right, we keep it moving. We got 6 stocks now on our main list. I mean, really, I don't have a need to put anything else on there unless if it really looks great. And this, well, it actually looks pretty great for this time of the day. Boyle Natural Gas ETF. We were following this even from Monday this week, from beginning of this week to now, right? Ended up popping over 650 at the time. We were saying 652 in particular, pretty big level. I'd missed out on that trade from Wednesday afternoon myself, but another big move for Boyle right now, BOIL, and definitely I'm going to add this to our list also. It's hard to not put this on our list when it's breaking new high going into the early afternoon, still holding here. Got a big resistance at $8. All right, what else we got here? Anything else moving right now? Take a look at FFIE maybe. I don't think that's like really even within our price range. Expand the price column here if I can. Got tiny cursor. There we go. All right, to wrap up the gainer side, what do we got? We got real. Nah. DM. Nah, it's more of a tease now than anything, this DM. Comp. Compass. Fausto called it out earlier. I mean, I would put this on the side list. It's just so flat right now. I think the others that we already put on our list, are a better opportunity at this time, but maybe come back to the stock a little bit later on today. Veru, Veru. We are really familiar with this stock, but um, I don't know how much of a bounce we're going to get from this very point. It's already started to pop up a little bit off that low there, 225, 230. Prax at $1. Maybe this can make a dead cat bounce. It's actually down a hell of a lot more than the Veru, right at a whole number $1. I mean, technically, it can break another 100 cents lower. But otherwise, though, is it possible for this to make a small little 15, 20 cent bounce back up, short covering heading into the end of the day, end of the week? Yeah, but I just, I mean, it's been dead for the last 30 minutes, 40 minutes at least, and then otherwise, really, just it's been dead all day. So I just don't want us to be watching the grass grow, watching the paint dry when there's a better opportunity on like AI or Boyle or Got You or any of the others so far. All right. I think that's going to wrap it up here, folks. Just checking the remainders of the losers list right now. I don't really see much else that like kind of is like a familiar name. Wanted to look at Bumble quickly here, BMBL, but that's all. All right. So for all of us inside the live trading room, let me know what you got for me here. If there is anything that you got for me here. Warren says ARDX earnings were yesterday. Okay, so that's what could have led to that bigger squeeze today, right? That would make sense. Michael says Peloton slowly climbing. We'll take a look at that. Yeah, and it's possible this could squeeze higher into the close because it's like, one of those like heavily shorted stocks heading into the end of the week at the intraday highs right now. Yeah, I'll put this on our list, but here's the thing though. Now, like I always say, if there's a bunch that looks like this, then we're going to kind of just cut off at this point. So Peloton, good. What else is out there though? I'm not going to be teased by Neo. Not going to be teased by XPEV. Tesla. Not much happened on Tesla. Bobby J. Not see much there. AMC. It's up 7-8%, but again, there's just a lot more that looks better than this. Peloton, we're going to give a shot on. Yeah, I think that's it, folks. I don't really see much else that looks good. There we go, John. All right, last call here, folks. Last call. FNGR, not much happening there. I mean, there's a little something happening there, moving up and down, but again, the others look better. Cala, if you're looking to roll the dice, it'd be hard for me to not put this at least on our list somewhere. It's up big at the highs, but huge spread on this one, but popping up towards 15. All right, folks. So that's going to wrap it up for me here. Hey, for all of us on social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, or YouTube, enjoy the weekend. Any questions that you have for me to send over right to my email address, josh@c2trading.com. A waterless meeting we just went with, so appreciate you folks sticking with me there. But anyway, though, for Leda, Grant, John, and Michael, and all of us just inside the live trading room, I'll be inside the chat board up until 3:30. Send me a private chat if you have any questions there. Otherwise, enjoy the weekend yourself, and I'll talk to you all coming up Monday of next week. Take care.